Welcome back. So in this one I'm just going to go through all the things I'm doing to get it ready for its MOT. First things first, I've already done this, but checking all the electrics work. So silly things like indicators, front and rear, lights, that type of thing. See lights on, flashers, etc. So I'll not go through all that because it'll take forever. But after that, I'll just turn the bike off again. After that's all done, usually grease all the pivot points like the levers, foot pegs, pillion pegs, just any of the sort of moving points, the cables if you can access them. So I just use this multi-purpose spray grease, use this for quite a lot of things. Does the job well. That never worked. Oh, and that never worked either. And now the lid's smashed, so ideal. Then some of the other things I've done, some of the bad scratches on the tank, I've had to go hand polishing out. It's actually worked out alright. Never spent too long on it, but the worst scratches do look a lot better. I've touched up some of the paint with a touch-up pen that's for this colour-coded bike, but it's not a perfect match. I think mainly just because, like you'll see that there. Yeah, it's definitely not a perfect match, but it's not clear coated, and obviously there's no primer of that, so it's never going to be that great. Then I've got some old detailing products that I never used that I thought it'd be worth using just to tidy up the paint, make it look a bit nicer. I always think with cars, bikes or whatever, whenever you're getting an MOT, if it's clean and well presented, then at least gives a good first impression. And maybe the MOT tester won't look quite as close and look for problems quite as much. So I'll put this ultra glaze on. That should help mask some of the sort of light scratching and marring on the paint. And then once I'm done with that, I will put some of this on. So it's like a cheap liquid wax. Add a bit gloss to it, and then finally I usually use ACF 50, but this time I'm going to use this just because it's so old. It's got like an old do-rag on the top of it. But I'm just going to use this on some of the plastics, because you'll see, especially if you come round the back, I'll try and not show the plate, like you see that those plastics are all just pretty like faded and discoloured, which is what they always get like. And then like the rubber hoses like this can probably be a bit glossier, and these I think I've already put something on them at some point, but I'll put more on. In fact, you can see the sort of grease from my fingers, which usually means they've got a coating of something on them. So I'll do all that and then jump back onto the video and we can see how it's turned out. In the end, hopefully you can tell a bit of a difference in the after video. So that's everything all done now. You can see the plastics look a lot fresher. Paint is definitely shinier, but it's probably quite hard to tell when you're inside the garage, but hopefully it'll look a bit better in the sunlight, and it should bead a little bit in the rain as well. Then you've got all this stuff's now a glossier black, that's all glossier. These have been shined up a bit. Little hose there. Mirrors are all looking quite glossy and black. So yeah, other than it having been crashed down this side and been covered in scratches for the age of it, I think it's turned out pretty well, considering the state of the bike when I first collected it. So hopefully it passes its MOT in a couple of days.